watching show. You think so?
Alyssa looked a little refreshed. Sure. Frankly speaking, I wasn't really sure there'd be an exit behind this door. I'm pretty sure. But it wasn't like we had any choice anyway. But it wasn't like... I pulled the handle. Oh. We found ourselves in some kind of room, the boiler room, empty bottles, cigarettes, litter. This proves there's an exit.
I think you can fast forward.
Nope. Shirk doubled up and trembling.
Try.
Shirk! Nope. No, can't skip. Who's that? He stammered. Shirk, we've been looking for you all night and you're just sitting here. Get up. I'm not going anywhere. He started quietly with every word. His voice gained strength until he was shouting at the top of his lungs. No, I won't go with you anywhere. You don't exist. You aren't here anyway. It's a hallucination. It's unscientific. Yeah, unscientific. What do you mean by you are here? Here we are. We came searching for you. Alyssa had remained silent until now, but then she let go of my hand and took a few steps towards Shirk. Smacked him on the face. What are you doing? I asked quietly. She hesitated for a moment, but proceeded as if not hearing me. Was that a smack?
Yeah.
She did it! Alyssa's fetched him and scathing slap across the face. That's funny.
We nearly died while searching for you. Those damn woods at night, that bomb shelter, these freaking mines. I've won mass of bruises thanks to you. And you know what? And you what? You're just hanging out, drinking booze and seeing pink spiders, you bastard.
Shurek stared at her with a blemished look.
Now then, get your ass up and move.
Nope. He began to whisper quietly. Nope. Somewhere deep inside me, on the very edge of my awareness, I got the feeling that something really bad was going to happen now. Murder. It happened. A premonition, intuition, or just an analysis of the situation, but from the way Shurek was sitting or the expression on his face hinted at his following actions. Suicide?
P.
Oh, this again. And probably all that together. I rushed at Alyssa, a light furiously jumping all over the room.
Building a sentry.
Sapping my sentry.
He's got the wrench.
The wrench. I love it. He was wielding a metal rod. That's a wrench. And if I had been a moment too late, he definitely would have smashed Alyssa's head with it, but I made it. My sentry. Everything was like a dream. The distant shout of a girl, a hollow thud, the flashlight going out, and the eerie silence, except for the heavy breathing of Shurek. It took me a while to come to my senses. What are you doing, you jerk? I checked my arm, and it felt okay. The blow landed on the flashlight. So now we were in complete darkness. You won't get me. Shurek's hysterical laughter was quickly fading away in the distance. Hey, where you going? Get back here now. Won't get. The yell vanished into the distance. What a freak. I tried to fix the flashlight in the darkness. No way. Shurek has smashed it to pieces with his rod. Then I suddenly thought of Alyssa. Are you okay? I heard a quiet sob. At the same instant, I felt her embrace, hugging me tightly.
Where?
It's okay. It's all over now. Everything's fine. Well, in fact, nothing was fine. But I needed her to get a grip on herself. Otherwise, we stood no chance of getting out of here alive. I tenderly caressed her head. I wonder, Alyssa crying, is that a funny thing? Maybe in different circumstances.
I'm scared.
That's okay. I'm not. I noticed this strong and sudden transformation in Alyssa. But what the heck? Anyone would be scared of these circumstances. Moreover, she's a girl. But why aren't I scared? So he lied? No, not scared. Why am I still able to keep my mind clear and speak sense? Might it be because I have to worry about more than just myself? Okay, come on. We have to get out of here anyway.
Hold on just a sec.
Picture? Nope. Said Alyssa quietly in the room. Said Alyssa quietly. And the room became illuminated by the dim flicker of a lighter's flame. Where did that come from?
The statue.
She forced a gentle smile and handed me the lighter. All right. I quickly swept my eyes over the room, searching for something that could be used as a torch. There were some tattered rags and a rod among the debris on the floor. One of the bottles contained some liquid that smelled like industrial alcohol.
It exploded.
We died.
Yes.
For better or worse, in a minute, I was holding something that resembled a flaming torch in my hands. The fumes were making me feel very not good.
She said, hold it still. And then she took her boomerang out and lit it on fire and threw it in the distance to light up the whole corridor.
This is pretty cool, not gonna lie. I don't know how long it will last, so we gotta move quickly.
Where to?
Alyssa seemed to be returning to her senses. Let's go back. At least we'll reach the bomb shelter. For one thing, there's light there. She gave me a quiet nod and took my hand. The torch was burning poorly. We had to reignite it every other minute. One didn't have to be an oracle to predict an extremely short lifespan for that rag we were using. I became more and more afraid that we wouldn't leave the darkness in this mine. You couldn't rely too much on just a lighter. However, we reached the hole that led up to the catacombs quite fast. It seemed that I had memorized the route after all. Yeah, there was like 16 turns, and yeah, I memorized that. No problem. We struggled to get up, scrambling over the rocks almost blindly.
Okay, where are we going now?
Asked Alyssa, getting the breath back. What do you mean? We're going to that room with the bunks and cabinets.
Which way is that?
I opened my mouth to a reply, but suddenly realized that I had not the slightest idea. The hole looked the same from all sides, just like the walls, the floor, and the ceiling. We had not a single hint to indicate the right direction. Well,
don't you know?
Alyssa asked sadly, and sat on the ground.
No.
We died. I replied quickly, put out the torch to preserve it, and sat next to her.
Are we going to die here?
She rested her head upon my shoulder. Alyssa's voice sounded flat. One might even say calm, but I could feel that her body was trembling, either with cold or with fear, or with both combined. Don't be silly. Sure, things are getting worse, and they're probably not going to get better, but we're not going to die. They will come and rescue us in the morning. Oh, Dmitriev will call the police, so I would love to believe that myself.
I see.
Yeah. Man. I want to... I lost track of time sitting there. I was afraid to go forward or backward. I was afraid to make a choice, as our torch definitely wouldn't last both ways. Wandering in total darkness without any source of light was definitely worse than waiting for the rescue here. This way, at least, we would have some light left for an emergency. Suddenly, a rumbling started echoing in the distance. Building a sentry. Well, here's that emergency. It was definitely the clank of door bolts mixed in that rumbling. Get up! I harshly pulled Alyssa to her feet and lit the torch with shaking hands.
What is it?
She asked in dismay. I don't know, but it seems there is someone. We have to run! To be honest, I wasn't sure that it was such a good idea. What if that mad Shorik was there? And in fact, that's the least of the evils I can imagine. But we had no choice left. The stones scattered beneath our feet. I desperately tried not to fall down, holding my hand with the torch out in front and dragging Alyssa with the other. She ran along in silence, breathing heavily. I really wanted to look back at her, but didn't have the strength or time. Finally, the outline of the open door appeared before us, and I leaped into the bomb shelter, readying myself to fight any foe that was there. But the room was empty. I swept my eyes across the room, trying hard to spot hidden monsters, Shorik, or any other evil entity, but it was all exactly the same as it was the first time we'd been here. Except the door. The second door, it was open. Creepy. Somebody has passed through here, I spoke up triumphantly.
Bravely.
Yeah, bravely, yeah.
Somebody was here. I was brave. Who?
I don't know. Maybe it was Shorik or some trolls or something else is going to kill us.
But how did he manage to open it?
He's an engineer. He knows how to use the crowbar. I mean, who the hell cares? Come on. Oh. There was another corridor behind that door, and it was ascending slowly. So we're getting closer to the surface. I was right. After several hundred of feet, I stumbled upon a ladder leading to a small hatch in the ceiling. It didn't take much effort to open it.
What's up there?
Probably deeper down up there.
Yeah.
What do you think it's up there? Who cares? It's better than staying down here anyway. Oh, it's the house. So yeah, we're making our way back to the entrance I normally would have taken by myself. I climbed the ladder and found myself surrounded by gloom. However, this gloom was definitely lighter than the darkness of the catacombs as my eyes got more used to it. The outlines of the walls, the ladder, and the door leading to the outside were emerging in the pale moonlight. I helped Alyssa to climb up, and we literally sprang out of the building. The exit from the catacombs was located in some sort of ruined building that resembled the nursery or school.
It must be the old camp.
Oh, Alyssa sat on one of the swings and wiped the sweat from her forehead with the back of her hand. I see, so we found it after all. I smiled involuntarily.
What are you laughing at?
She frowned and pointed with displeasure. To put it shortly, she'd returned to her usual self. So, it's not so scary here anymore.
I wasn't scared there either.
Oh, come on.
It's right, I wasn't.
Oh, whatever. I was angry. I really felt hurt because of Alyssa. If not for me, she would have been down there in that damn mine.
Where are you going?
She asked in a less self-assured voice as I turned around and walked slowly toward the camp. Back to the camp.
Hey,
Alyssa jumped up right away and started to walk next to me. For a moment, I wanted to say something nasty, but I wasn't ready to start the next argument. We found the path we had taken before surprisingly fast, even the 2 holes we'd fallen into. It was only about 200 meters from the old camp. Sweet. I stopped at the square and turned to Alyssa. Well, she looked uncertain, even confused. Then,
sure.
Deep inside, I wanted to yell at her, to scold her, even to insult her. On the other hand, I wanted to have a meaningful conversation.
Those are so
so
different.
Stupid. In the end, I just kept silent, turned around, and slowly headed toward the leader's cabin. But something persistently disturbed the quiet of the night. I keenly listened to it and realized that it was the snoring of Shorik, who was sleeping peacefully on a bench. Hey! I called Alyssa, who hadn't walked too far away. Get up, you! Shorik slowly came to his senses and stared at us blankly. Oh, is it morning already? Morning, yeah, sure. Sometimes one X first thinks later. Of course, it all starts in the brain. Then the current comes through the neural links, thereby transmitting the command to the body. But sometimes the subconsciousness just works faster than the consciousness. That's exactly why my fist swung and smacked Shorik in the guts, and it was only then that I realized what I had done. His face. He coughed. He coughed, trying to catch his breath, and writhed in pain on the bench. What the hell was all that about? I already felt bad about it. I shouldn't have treated him so rough. What are you talking about? Shrek looked at me in shock. In the mine! What mine? He turned his head completely confused. And why am I here? Why are you here?
Stop fooling around.
Alyssa barged into the conversation.
You nearly killed me there, and now you're going to pretend like nothing happened?
What happened? You really don't remember? Not a thing. Well, okay, I guess what's the last thing you remember? Shrek tried to concentrate. Well, I was on my way to the old camp in the morning. I knew I could find some hardware for the robot. Yeah. So, and that's all. I don't recall anything since then. And I just woke up here. I let out a heavy sigh as I turned away. Well, go ahead. Sweet dreams.
Hey, where are you?
I ignored Alyssa and stumbled away to the Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. Her name is now not Olga Dmitrievna. It's the Olga Dmitrievna.
Oh, yeah.
She stayed arguing with Shurik. And
this is new.
I think so. I sat in the jig chair and looked up at the stars. This night seemed to be brighter than usual. Perhaps they seemed so because not too long ago my only source of light was a dim flashlight and then that torch. The stars are brighter than a flashlight and obviously a torch. Most of the stars, I guess, are even brighter than the sun, but they're so far away. So, why have you come? I asked without turning my head. Alyssa's footsteps could be heard well in advance of the silence of the night.
Well,
what did Shurik say?
He said that he doesn't remember anything and that it's unscientific and nonsense like that.
I think he really does remember because of shock and stress. Who am I to say? I was in the same boat not too long ago. I'm still in it though. Do I have amnesia? Anyway, why'd you come here? I read that in the wrong voice. That's why I was confused. Then again, I guess I knew the answer. That's exactly why I hadn't gone to sleep, but waited for her here. What reason is that, Zach?
Horny.
Well, Alyssa sat down next to me.
Kind of wanted to thank you. After all, down there, you know.
No problem, I said loudly and leaned back.
All right, then.
She got up and was going to go. If you think that I'm angry with you, I'm not. Everything is okay.
I didn't actually think that.
Alyssa got worked up. Fine, then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then.
Just go already, I said kindly and waved my hand.
I'll go and I want to.
So now you don't want to?
I want to.
Well, is something preventing you from going?
Moron.
Alyssa stamped her foot and quickly walked away from the leader's cabin. I took a deep breath and stood up. My head was terribly dizzy from fatigue. Well, at least Olga Dmitrievna was sleeping already and I won't have to explain anything. However, it wasn't that easy. She's not asleep. The camp leader was standing in the middle of the room and was obviously preparing for a lengthy conversation, or rather for a debriefing.
Would you care to explain?
Well, you sent me to find Shurik and I did. You're welcome. I'm going to bed. What's the matter? In fact, you don't mind when we were going to search for Shurik.
And what? Have you found him?
It looks like she was more concerned about me coming back late and the fate of the lost pioneer. Yes, we have. By the way, why are you standing here in the darkness, creep?
What?
I said, why in the darkness?
Because it's time to sleep. I
couldn't agree with her more, although I was slightly surprised by such an abrupt mood swing.
She has those.
She does. Especially with the leaning forward aggressively.
It's literally
and then
every conversation with her.
All right then.
Exactly. Literally every conversation with her, she's all mad at you, and then she's happy at the end.
And then, okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird.
Take this. I just barely stumbled to my bed and collapsed on it without undressing. But still, Alyssa. Oh, I just didn't know what I should think of her. It wasn't because she'd been acting strange recently. No, on the contrary, all of her behavior was quite consistent and understandable. Even her returning to thank me. I thought of Alyssa much more than anything else that had happened tonight. Although, if you get down to it, there is nothing supernatural about it. Uncomfortable, sure. Frightening, even spine-chilling, sure. Something related to my arrival here. Hardly. These thoughts put me to sleep. Yay!
We did it.
Sweet embrace of unconsciousness.
Finally, new stuff.
That was a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was ultimately not new, because sure, the whole thing was the same, but at least you got a whole long character thing with Alyssa, so.
Yeah.
We ran with the last of our strength, like those who run for their precious lives, like a doomed person, knowing there is no hope to save his life. We still fight the inevitable and his own fate. I barely managed to close the heavy metal door behind me. Does this seem familiar? Yes. This whole sequence. Yeah, remember this? Like it was a dream about the bomb shelter?
Right.
Okay, I don't know what's going on here. This will show me. No, it will not. Are these the errands I'm supposed to do?
I think so. Maybe you're building the cake.
Yeah, maybe. Let's do... You have a preference?
Just click one and fast forward because it'll be fast forwardable.
Oh, that line. I remember that one. Nope. It's not letting me. Okay. This sure looks familiar, though.
It's still not letting you?
Nope.
Weird.
It was so deserted and quiet around the canteen that I even hesitated for a second. Isn't it here, where every pioneer seeks his happiness 3 times a day, and sometimes even more often? Isn't it an oasis of this heated summer desert? Isn't it a secret chemical lab studying how types of meals unknown to science affect immature teenage bodies? Now, this building looked more like a bastion abandoned by its defenders, a kind of La Roche shelf held by its Huguenots or something. Just get in and get the ghosts of warriors who accepted the heroic deaths will surround you. The canteen looked the way it had always did, though.
Canteen.
It was just completely empty, except for Miku, who was cleaning the table. I feel so bad. I almost feel like we should do her tree first, because I've treated her like such shit.
Well, but so her tree, I know for a fact that she's a bonus tree, and you have to at least do one good ending before you can do hers. Well, it's either at least one, or you have to do all the good endings before you can do hers. At some point,
I want to.
Yeah, we'll do.
But at some point, because I feel so bad.
I know, I do too.
She's been the most neglected and abused character. And it's not even intentional. Seeing that I quickly turned around and tried to sneakily escape, but didn't manage to make it. Let's see now if it'll.
That's you.
No, it's not new dial. Or it's not. It is new.
Yeah, it's new. Yeah.
I just wonder if there's anything left here. Maybe there's nothing left. You need to wait for lunch. You won't help me, by the way. I'm cleaning up here. What for? I think I remember leaving her here. What do you mean? She puffed up her lips and seemed offended. Somebody has to clean up. We do it in turns. You will have your turn as well. Thanks, but no. Okay, got it. I was going to leave, but Miku still couldn't stop. So will you help me? All right, this is new. I don't have anything to do. Should I just stay? I don't think it matters. You choose.
No, we're not doing Miku right now.
So no.
Yep,
I was gonna treat her like shit again.
Yep.
Okay, fine. It looks like I've upset Miku. That's the way the cookie crumbles, bitch.
Yep, we're going to just treat her as terrible as possible until it's her turn to get treated super
bad
good.
End. Leaving the canteen, I sat on the bench, standing by the door, and sighed tiredly. My feet were still hurting a bit, although not as bad as before, and there was still nothing in my stomach. There was quite a bit of time until lunch, so I decided to go for a walk. I picked a random direction, which could be explained by the single word forward. In the end, I found myself at the square. This wasn't a surprise, as the monument of Genta appeared to be the central hub of his camp and a kind of kilometer zero. I sat on the bench and started to think. 4 days have passed, and I haven't gotten even an inch closer to working out how I got here.
Is this
familiar? Nope.
Wow.
Every single one of them could be happened in normal life. I think there are different versions of the same dialogue, meaning we've more or less had this conversation more or less at this point in time, but because of my choices, this worded differently, I think. The term lost its original meaning to me here. Reactions to the environment, the actions and words of other people, or my own words. Indeed, none of this here is normal. In the past 4 days, my work view worldview had taken a series of painful punches to the stomach and uppercuts, which led to it being, if not knocked out, then seriously knocked down.
My worldview.
Sometimes I don't understand why I act one way or the other or say some things. Actually, I do understand, but not straight away. Such afterthoughts, however, don't help me act differently, more sanely, and appropriate to the situation at all. Moments of truth happening to me are becoming more and more, I missed the word. If only
rare.
Thank you. If my only wish during first day was getting out of here, then now my main concerns are where to find food, how to avoid lineup in the morning, and what to say to good to meet you. If Lisa complains about me, yeah, she's totally just complain now. And those things are truly important to me. And day after day, daily fuss like this overshadows the thoughts in my head about how world around me, together with this camp and these girls, are completely abnormal. But I can't do anything about myself because I just forget. In the same way, we breathe without thinking about it. I am joining in the everyday life of the local habitats more and more without realizing it. I'm steadily becoming an average pioneer. No, this is wrong. I shouted loud and slapped my face a few times.
Ow, my worldview again.
All of a sudden, the bell called the pirates for lunch came from the loudspeakers. Finally, my worldview. I ran skipping along the canteen, leaving my inspiring thoughts back at the square where they could sound interesting to Gandalon, and only if he was alive. I think Gandalf would call you a little shit and hate you. The day has just started, and I've gone through so many things already. This sequence, Slavia, right?
We're playing the Alyssa one, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, doesn't matter. But we've done this.
Fast
We've
forward
done this then. Progress. I remember this, but I don't know if it matters.
I don't know.
I don't think it matters. Library. Is this the cake? Yeah, because we got Shirk back. This is probably the cake. Yeah. Oh. I would try this one.
Oh man, you want to snatch it to try to do her ending, her good ending?
Sure. I don't.
Okay, go for it. Why not? Who know? I don't know which one is the right one.
It's a book and whatever. Infirmary. This is one. I think I remember this one.
Yeah, sassy. Yeah. Clubhouse.
Right. I think we're gonna get a different ending. What do you think?
Whoa.
What do you think?
Well,
no,
I don't know.
You think we failed? Alyssa and Lena. Yeah.
Yep. We're doing all the Alyssa stuff.
Stay?
I don't know. I think go to Uliana because she was talking to Alyssa.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure. It doesn't matter. And it's new. I guess it's enough for me today. I sat in my previous place and waited for the end of the hike patiently, almost physically able to feel the looks the camp leader aimed at me. At last, she stood up and declared, "This sounds familiar."
Oh yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Going a lot of places.
We're gonna hit the end. We're gonna hit the end. It's going. We're missing everything.
Oh my God!
Do not, because otherwise the game will end.
Right.
And it's almost over. All right.
Oh gosh.
We suck at this. All right, next time we're gonna cheat and follow some trees and actually choose to see some stuff. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we're gonna fast forward as much as we can.
We tried a couple different new playthroughs and got nothing.
Yeah, because we don't know the right choice. Because there's basically you have to perfect storm it to get the good endings for all these girls.
Yeah.
And we want to get them.
Yeah, so now I feel like we've earned it because we've played the game a few times.
We've tried.
Right.
Twice
we didn't
failed.
Just immediately pull up the cheat code.
So sorry if this sucked to watch, but actually we will get to fast forward a lot more things now because we saw we did do stuff.
I'm looking forward to these new playthroughs. I really am.
Yep. I'm gonna have to. I've been actually when I get a chance, I've been looking for where I found that cheat sheet and I cannot find it. So we won't start the next one until.
Anyway, we'll see you next time.